the last episode of The Hunt for the Sandow, the defending champion was wounded 4 weeks out from the competition, tears his bicep.
Hi. A lot of people don't really know this. This year I had a lot of problems. I persevered, I pushed through, and it makes this victory all the more sweeter. Reinforces how important the title is to me. Definitely back next year and better than ever. I'd like to thank everybody involved in organising the contest, Joe and Ben Weeder, everybody with the IFBB for making this contest possible for me. Thanks very much.
"1995, on the hunt for the Sandow Trophy. The #1 song in the world was Gangster's Paradise by Coolio. The Atlanta Braves win the World Series.
Atlanta Braves have given you a championship. Listen to this crowd.
The world champions of the Super Bowl were the San Francisco 49ers.
The 49ers wrap up one of the great seasons in the history of the National Football League as George Seifert wins his second Super Bowl title.
April 3rd, U.S. Supreme Court Justice Sandra Day O'Connell becomes the first woman to oversee the U.S. Supreme Court.
I didn't know if I had the experience that would enable me to do a good job on the court. It's wonderful to be the first to be asked to do something, but I didn't want to be the last. And for me to take that job and not perform it well enough could have been a disaster for women. It was my husband who said, "Sandra, you have to do it. Of course you'll do fine. Of course you will."
In the summer of '95, South Africa wins the Rugby World Cup.
There it is. Francois Pienaar. And Nelson Mandela is cheering along with the whole of the stadium.
In 1995, we would say our final farewells to actor and singer from the Brat Pack, Dean Martin.
Well, finish it. Here's Frank Sinatra. No, he's Frank Sinatra. Hi, and he's Dean Martin.
Isn't that
Clever?
funny, huh? Frank's my guest on our...
Oh, get the cops right away.
Frank's on our cops.
Actor and singer Ginger Rogers. Lana Turner.
You drop this?
Rest in peace, Wolfman Jack.
Wolfman Jack. How you doing, everybody? I'm the Big X again. Good gracious, have mercy. XDRF, Ciudad Cuñupa, Wheeler, Mexico. And we operating tonight, Mama, at 250,000 watts of soul power.
And a final goodbye to the voice of sports heard around the world, Howard Cosell.
We must be on boxing position and just have a little dance like we're boxing and just for 1 second. I have to time it. And for 1 second. Right there, see?
Whom would you like to fight and where and when?
I'd like to fight whoever you think's the best.
I'm not sure that there's anybody left, really, for you to fight.
You.
That may come about someday.
You're being extremely truculent. Whatever succulent mean, if that's good, I'm there.
It's good to have you with us for this event. It figures to be an exceptional one that doesn't need any buildup.
Sony enters the video game market with its release of PlayStation.
Now you know what that is, don't you? That's the new Sony PlayStation.
the top hit movies of 1995, Bad Boys and Casino.
I've been trying to reach you. You're tougher to get than the president.
Well, I've been busy.
Yeah, at least you could do is return my phone calls, though. You know, I think you got the wrong impression about me. I think in all fairness, I should explain to you exactly what it is that I do. That's my business. That's what I do. And we know what you do, don't we, Charlie?
Look at you. Look at you. Can you stay focused? What are you talking about? I'm focused. Yeah.
Coming up next on The Hunt for the Sandow. The NPC overall national champion, Don King Kong Long.
Will you take the overall championship trophy to Don King Kong Long?
NPC overall champion at the USA's was Phil Hernon.
1995 USA Men's Bodybuilding Champion,
Phil Hernon, the champion at the USA's.
That's a feeling that only one guy can feel on that stage. He's just earned his pro card, fulfilled a lifelong dream. He's now a professional doing what he loves to do.
And he's joined on stage by NPC President Jim Mannion and Steve Bleckman, Vice President of Twin Lab. Huge night for Phil Hernon, and he's got a big trophy to take home.
1995 USA's would give us a glimpse into the future of a young champion by the name of Dexter Jackson.
Is Dexter Jackson from Jacksonville, Florida, who looks like a real athlete, Sean.
And when you say that, what we're talking about is shape, structure, harmony of the muscles. The key operative word here is genetics. We can't pick our parents, but he was very lucky to get the parents that he had.
And here's how the judges looked at the light heavyweight category. They have Dexter Jackson as our champion. In the light heavyweights at the Men's USA, Dexter is headed backstage now to talk to Sean.
A very tired and a very happy Dexter Jackson. Step on over here, Dexter. I'll give you a second to catch your breath. I can remember back in 1988 when you were telling me, Sean, I'm going to be there someday. You used to be a bantamweight. Is that right? Did I read that right? You won a bantamweight contest at one time in your career?
That's correct.
And then you moved up to middleweights. Now you're a legitimate light heavyweight, and you won the light heavyweight championship. What's going to happen from here?
I plan to put on more size. Hopefully compete against you one day.
Well, great. Well, you got plenty of time to do that. Catch your breath. Come back strong for the overall. We wish you much success.
Thank you.
Dexter Jackson.
1995, midway to the new century, 2000. Atlanta is the battleground for the Olympian showdown. The Mr. Olympia Warriors have sharpened all their skills, gathering wins and incredible placings throughout the year. Main goal is to dethrone the Shadow, as Yates reigns supreme and seems to be untouchable and unreachable. With terrifying photos from England pouring in, the American crew mobilize. Wheeler, Cormier, Levrone, and Ray, all with major popularity in the major publications and rumored to be the new kings of bodybuilding. Each of these 16 bodybuilding champions won a battle and trained for 365 days to become a Mr. Olympia and challenge the Shadow for a chance to take home the coveted Sandow Trophy. The 95 Mr. Olympia would reveal future superstars like Pavel Jovanicki, dazzling Durham Charles from Florida, Ian Harrison by way of England, and a young Ronnie Coleman. We'd also witnessed the late Paul DeMeo. Battle it out with Mike Francois from Ohio for the pole position to break into the top 7 bodybuilders in the world.
More people came in shape this year than I've ever seen, and more people I think came in over 240 pounds in top condition than I think have ever been on stage before. So I think bodybuilding is going the right way. I think it's bodybuilding, it's about muscle and size and at the same time symmetry and hardness. But when you talk about bodybuilding, muscularity to me comes to the forefront.
Then there was 6.
My strong points are my proportions, my symmetry, and my shape.
This year posing, I plan on trying to accelerate the crowd a little bit. I'm going to go back into my Terminator routine. Two of these guys are gotten better over the last 2.5 years that I wasn't here. And I'm just trying to get in the top 10. Just show everybody, hey, Vince is back.
It seems odd that the older I get and the more Olympias I do, people continue to ask me what motivates me. But when I started bodybuilding, I started out to be the best. And until I get that Sandow trophy, in my mind and in my heart of hearts, I won't be officially recognized as the best. So my motivation comes from the pursuit of the Mr. Olympia title.
Maintained a lot of size in combination with the high intake of protein shakes, protein like chicken, turkey, or tuna, like that. And the other guys made also a lot of improvement, especially Dorian Yates was the first, and everybody's following him now in size and also in quality.
.244 this year. I'm probably around about the same weight, but I have less body fat, and I've had all year to concentrate for this contest. So I just concentrate on this Mr. Olympia. I want to stay positive, and I wanted to definitely give it my all.
This is the 30th anniversary for the Mr. Olympia. The Olympics will be here next year, and I just thought that it was a time to do it. Time to bring the title back to the U.S. That's why I trained so hard.
Me and myself, I'm not playing anybody else's game. I'm just playing my game. And this year, I've not necessarily come in any bigger, but I feel I've come in a lot better. I've come in more with better shape, better definition, better symmetry, and more finish. So, all the other guys are playing my old game. I'm playing a new game. So this year, my goal was to come back and show everybody, that I could achieve the condition that I had before. Not only that, improve on that. So that was my goal for this year.
was 6.
It's ready, pose down.
And then the final 3.
In third place.
On this day, comparisons between Nasser El Sanbadi and Dorian Yates were only overshadowed by the return of Kevin Levrone.
Second place, a check of $50,000 being presented by Will and Norm Davish of Powerhouse Gyms. Competitor number 18, Kevin Levrone. Kevin Levrone, second place. And the winner, for the 4th year in a row, receiving the largest check in bodybuilding history to date, $110,000.
The same ceremonial tradition of the previous 3 years, Dorian Yates would go on to win his 4th consecutive Mr. Olympia title and Eugene Sandow trophy.
Fully from Metrex on the stage, joined by Joe Weider and Ben Weider. And all hail Dorian Yates, Mr. Olympia for 1995.
Coming up next on The Hunt for the Sandow.